Hello everybody and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. I'm getting really tired of winter, to be honest. Nothing interesting is going on and I've just been cooped up in my house for weeks on end and it's driving me crazy. Okay, maybe that's not entirely fair. I did get out of the house a bit to see some friends and buy some miniature painting supplies, but still, I miss, civic things. Art in the park or whatever you want to call it. I wish that was back. So, while I won't get into the super particulars, though, as I mentioned, I did see some friends. I ended up going to a house party where I learned how to play Secret Hitler. And I also learned I would make, personally, a terrible Hitler because I forgot that I was Hitler about halfway through, which, weirdly enough, aided my rise to power because, if you forgot that you're Hitler, you have no tells when people ask if you're Hitler. So, I guess I won, but we all lost because, as I mentioned, Hitler. Because it's 2024 and apparently these things need to be clear, Hitler and fascists in general are bad. And if you disagree with that, you can simply, close the tab that you're watching this video on and maybe learn to be better, because a worldview that fixates on how other people are the cause of all of your problems, that is also characterized by extreme violence to literally everybody else, is terrible. And it's a pathetic waste of your exactly one life that you're going to have on this planet. So please, go outside and do better. I've talked about Hitler and fascism way too much for this early on a Monday morning. Let's cleanse our palates, shall we, by talking about something considerably nicer. And that is Pokémon Concierge. Pokémon Concierge is a 4-episode show on Netflix, and it is beautiful and amazing and wonderful. It is truly the best thing to come out of Pokémon in a long time, in my opinion, as far as, shows and movies go. And what I mean by that is it's just more accessible and less kids show. Not that that's a problem for Pokemon. I get that that's what it is, but it's hard to be an adult fan of Pokemon as far as shows and movies go these days, outside of, say, Detective Pikachu, which was, pretty good. Anyways, Pokémon Concierge is a stop-motion animated show. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It evokes sort of Wallace and Gromit in its nice simplicity and has a lot of sort of wordless storytelling that is just stunning and beautiful. The show at its core is about a woman whose life is turned upside down when her partner of 6 years leaves her and the stresses of her job become overwhelming. So she moves to the Pokemon Resort, which serves both humans and Pokemon, and she becomes a concierge. There's only 4 episodes. They're really short. You can watch the whole thing in an hour, because it's one of those things where the Netflix says the runtime is 14 minutes, but the last 4 minutes of that is credits, because it has all the sort of localization credits in there. So the point is you churn through this really fast, but it's great. It's an amazing slice of life story about somebody who is trying to figure themselves out and just needs a little bit of respite, and she doesn't need to save the world. And that's an example of the type of media I think we need more of. Also, this happens.
It's so nice outside. I wonder which Pokemon we'll meet today.
Pokemon Concierge is definitely worth a watch and something you can get through in a long lunch break from work. And I think it's great, which is why it gets a 7 out of 10. On a completely different note, I played some Warhammer 40k Darktide this weekend and got so distracted by a space train that I almost died. And that leads us directly into, of course, our train game of the week. This week's train game is FrosTrain. They finally did it, everybody. Someone made a Snowpiercer video game. And while FrosTrain isn't officially licensed, it's clearly heavily influenced by Snowpiercer. So much so, I'm worried Warner Brothers is going to have it taken down immediately. On its face, FrosTrain is a deck building game where train carriages are represented by cards in your hand. These cards can be upgraded and swapped at any time. It's really cool, it's really clean. Your goal is to generate happiness while sort of the environment drains happiness. And it's a very simple game mechanically. You want to collect sort of suits of cards to get bonuses and things like that. There's 2 ways to do that. Train cars have a specific purpose, like press, culture, communication, or they belong to a certain faction. So every card sort of has 2 suits, if that makes sense. Or in sort of the playing card way, it has like a number and a suit, but that's not quite right because there's a lot of each. So it's really cool. Anyways, you try to build up combinations that get better bonuses, and you try to basically build more happiness than you lose and make it to the end. Originally, everybody thought this game was a demo due to, I'm gonna guess, a translation error. The developers have since put out a letter. This is the full version of the game, but it is for free on Steam, and you should absolutely play it. The developers did an amazing job. It's a very small studio of 5 absolute beginners, and for, I'm guessing, first game, it's amazing. It's amazing. The game can be played through in a very short amount of time. I have a playthrough up on my channel right now, so you should go check that out after you see this. Long story short, because it's free, because it's simple, I'm going to forgive all of its issues. And all of its issues are entirely localization based, which I can't fault them. Like, that's one of those, if you want to experience something from other cultures where they don't speak your native language, you have to understand that they did a lot of work to put the English that they did into it. So I'm gonna go the other half of the way, and when things don't make sense, try to interpret what they mean rather than just complain about it. So because of this, I give FrosTrain an 8 out of 10. It is excellent. It is almost perfect. I would make some tiny changes to the mechanics of the game, and that is really it. You should play it. You should play it. It's free. It's on Steam. Please go play it. I loved it, and you should watch my Let's Play as well. On YouTube this week, there will be episode 2 of my Resident Evil 3 Remake Let's Play. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, here's a clip. Oh. Oh, wait. That's not my phone. That's the refrigerator. Wait, does that say raccoon milk? Jill, why do you have a gallon of raccoon milk? That's... Jill, that's too much raccoon milk. I get it if you need a hit of raccoon milk every now and then, but you can't have a full gallon. And then we are entering the last 3 episodes of my bolt gun Let's Play, which means I need to come up with another Warhammer Wednesday game, but don't worry, I'll figure it out. As always, thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.